to my channel, the Autism Puzzle. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on, I have been asked in the past if I wish my son did not have autism, or if there was a new pill that would come out that would eliminate his autism altogether. Would I accept that as a parent? In starting off this video, I want to say that my son is the most amazing, spectacular boy in the whole world. And I have been asked several times by other parents that they have seen on news or in articles that they are trying to find a cure for autism. In my mind, there is no cure because there is nothing wrong with people with autism, especially my son. If they were to create this so-called magical pill that would change, how he sees and perceives this world, I'm not so sure I would want my son to have it. That is not my choice to make. If it comes a time, if there is such a thing, that would be my son's choice, not mine. I see Logan more than the diagnosis that he's been given. I don't see him any differently. And for someone to tell me, well, there's a pill that can make his life easier. His life may not be easy, but every little thing he has accomplished is way more than your typical everyday normal child. Like I've said in a past video, him just simply tying his shoes for the first time, most kids don't get super excited about that. Logan gets over the top excited that he's able to tie his shoes, or simply put on his clothes by himself, or change his diaper by himself. The littlest accomplishments that my son does on a daily basis, he is just so happy about. And you just don't see that kind of excitement in kids anymore because they just... It is hard for me to explain because I've seen the world that Logan is, and I wish the world was like that. My child is so kind. He is so respectful of other people. And he just wants to be a part of everything. And you want that for your child. You want your child to explore the world and find new things and see them in a whole new light than how we've seen them, or how other people have seen them. Logan learns his own way. And if they were to have some type of pill, that would take all that away. All the excitement from him and just the little things. And even just, him finding ways to cope with different things. It's amazing to see this process. And I would not want to take that away from him. All the progress he's made by simply saying, you know what, none of that has mattered. Take this and you'll be like everybody else. He wasn't born to be like everybody else. He was born to be him. And if he was to take this pill, it would take away the very core of who my son is. And I don't want that for him. If there comes a time that he does want to do that, that is his choice. But for me, I've seen the amazing things that my son does and the world that I've been able to see through his eyes. And I would not want to change that for some pill that would make him be like everybody else. We're made to be different. We're made to be our own person. And Logan is his own person. He loves things that are just different. And it's a good different. He's able, I don't think if he was given this pill, he'd be able to retain the amount of information he is able to retain in such detail. My son loves trains. Like, he is a huge train enthusiast. And I hope he continues that, throughout his life. He loves seeing model trains. He knows every part of a train. He knows the different cars, the names of each of the cars and what different specific things they haul. He's watched videos on it, numerous videos about trains and the different kinds of trains there are. The amount of information he retains, and then when we go places, he teaches me things. My child is teaching me things when I'm the parent. I'm supposed to be teaching him things, and he's teaching me. I go places now, even when Logan's not with me, and I'll see things that he has told me, and I'll go, oh, that's this, and I'm like, wow, I learned that, and I had no idea what that was before. My son knows what that is. It is amazing to watch them learn and to simply just give them, if in the future they have these magical pills, that would take away all the excitement from him. All of the stuff he has learned and been able to explore as who he is. It would just be like erasing a hard drive of all, you have all these pictures and things that were amazing, of all the experiences you've had. And then all of a sudden someone just wipes it clean and says, well, none of that mattered. You only have to focus on this now. My child sees the world in the most amazing way. And there's no pill that they could give him that would make his life better than it is now. Him having autism is an amazing thing. It has never, ever been told to him that it is a negative aspect of his life having autism. There are people out there in this world that accomplish amazing things because they are autistic. Because of the abilities they have that normal people don't have. People with autism are basically like superheroes. The people we idolize, they're able to do this because a part of their brain has been unlocked that we're not able to unlock ourselves. And it's just fascinating. I mean, my son's able to, most kids don't know the actual, scientific names of certain dinosaurs. My son does. He knows the exact name of certain dinosaurs. And he says he can't quite pronounce them quite right, but he knows what they are. I don't even know that. And I know I learned it in school, but I don't remember that kind of stuff. My son's memory is so incredible. He learned sign language when he was about 3.5 because that was how, for a while, we communicated with him. Was by sign language. He's 7 years old. He still remembers how to do the colors and how to say I'm hungry or I'm thirsty. He remembers this certain signs for certain foods. I mean, what kid can remember that? That is what's impressive. The memory and the knowledge that my child is learning with what he has been given, it is amazing. And I just feel in my mind that if they had something like that, it would take everything that my son has learned and basically just throw it away. And I do not want that for my child. If anything, I'm jealous that Logan can retain all this information because that's very impressive. For 7 years old, he's teaching Chad the sign language for certain colors. And Chad will do it. Chad now knows the certain things that Logan knows. And he's teaching his brother these things. He's also teaching him some non-preferred behavior. But in the same hand, he's just astounding. And to simply just throw a pill at him and say, here, you can take this and be like everybody else. Why would you want to be like everybody else? Why would you want to? You weren't born to fall into a line with everybody else. You were given something immensely special for a reason. He's going on to accomplish something in the future. I don't know what, but I know it's going to be awesome. And I get to be there for it. As a parent, that makes me so proud. I have never, not even once, thought that having Logan with autism would be a downside. There have been days when I've been upset because it's mostly because I don't know how to help him. And I can't tailor the world around him, as much as I'm trying, and as many people out there who are trying to get the awareness out, because it is so important. This world has so many people that are not your typical person anymore. Not everyone is society's form of normal now. Everybody has something unique about them, and that's what makes this world amazing. And in my mind, just to give a kid a pill to say, here, this will fix whatever you have, and then you'll be like everybody else because you'll be accepted. That is not how this world should work. The world should work in a way that everyone is accepted for their unique abilities. Because people can accomplish so much with what they've been given. And that's how this should work. Logan has a unique ability that only happens in so many number of kids. And it is truly an amazing thing. Yeah, there's days that are hard to watch him, but to see his mind work to kind of wrap around how to make it so next time he doesn't have that same problem or that same meltdown over that same thing. He's learning. And it's amazing to watch. So no, to answer those questions, I don't think that my life or Logan's life would be better if he didn't have autism. If anything, his life is more amazing because he has autism. And if they ever come out with a pill that cures autism, I'm not going to give it to him. When he is of an age that he understands what this will do, that is my son's choice. That is not mine. For my own life, it would just depend on the circumstances. But Logan is truly an amazing child that I would not want that to be erased. He has come so far from where he started, and I want to see what else there is. I want to see what more my child can explore of this world, what more he can accomplish. What else can my son teach me? That is what I want. I don't want a magic pill. I just want my son for who he is, and that's it. I also wanted to point out and mention a few people that do have autism, because society has given it such a bad stigma that when you hear it, you only think of the horrible side of autism. And that's not always the case, because every autistic child is different. Each one has unique abilities, unique skills, and that's what makes them so amazing. And even some of the celebrities out there that you watch on TV, they may have started out being autistic. They may have struggled same as your child. And look at where they've, how far they've come. A big one that my sister loves, and I think he's a wonderful person, is Anthony Hopkins. He has started many movies. He has started many TV shows, one of which I love is Westworld. I'm very sad they killed him off, but these things happen. He is an amazing actor, an amazing person. He has Asperger's. It is another form of autism. He had delayed speech and other behaviors growing up, and it has followed him into adulthood as well. He talks about his wife dealing with the certain aspects of him having Asperger's. Another one that I knew way back before we even had Logan was Dan Aykroyd, the gentleman who played in Ghostbusters, Christmas with the Cranks. He did Chuck and Larry, I believe, wedding or something like that. He's been in tons of movies. He didn't speak for a good bit of time in his childhood. He also, I believe, had a stutter. And, look how far he's come. You can't... It's not just what society has put out there. There's so much behind the diagnosis that people just don't see. The director, Stanley Kubrick, who did The Shining, he is autistic. I mean, look, he did The Shining, one of the greatest movies I've ever watched, with Jack Nicholson, and it's a terrifying, amazing movie. And he's autistic. It came from his mind. If he wasn't autistic, would we still have that movie? If Anthony Hopkins didn't have Asperger's, would he be such an amazing actor that we know him to be? Same with Dan Aykroyd. Would any of them be who they were if not for their amazing ability? Andy Warhol's another. I've seen some of his work when me and my husband went to New York. And we seen the Museum of Andy Warhol. The stuff that man created is incredible. Would we have seen that come from his mind if he didn't have that ability? I mean, Lewis Carroll, who did Alice in Wonderland, they say he was autistic. Would we have Alice in Wonderland? We don't know. Hans Christian Andersen. I grew up on the fairy tales as a kid from his stories. Would we still have those stories? Would they have come from his mind if he didn't have this ability? I mean, Robin Williams. That was a big one. I had no idea. And he's hilarious. Would he be who he was if not for, the amazing ability they have? Would those people be who they are? And when you think about it, if you would ask one of them, would they have taken this so-called, magic pill if it was around? It would have changed who they are. And I honestly don't think many of them would have done it. Because through their struggles, they've come out and become amazing individuals. People that we look up to, that we aspire to be, that we want our children to aspire to be, to see that, just because it's hard now, look at all these people, celebrities or not. Celebrities are great in that, but I mean, you see somebody that you've seen struggle as a child to get through, life, and you see them as an adult, and you hear how far they've come. A child that had severe autism, and their parents didn't think they'd be able to graduate high school or be able to get a job. And these kids go on to be amazing individuals. And yeah, the struggle to get them there was hard. There were days where the parents felt like they just wanted to give up. But you know what? They didn't give up. They didn't say, give me that pill. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm tired of watching my kids suffer. You know what? They let them tough it out. And I know that's a hard thing to say, because as a parent, you don't want to see your child struggle. But you know what? Through those times of what we thought was hard, especially with things with Logan, things I thought were to the point where I was just like, can we just stop? I'm like, can we just, we'll just not do that. It's just too tough for him. We're not going to make him do it. It's just, just stop. We helped him work it through it. It's the people around him that make Logan who he is as well. Without me and Mitchell helping him throughout this way, I don't think he'd be as far as he come. I mean, to guide him with this ability that he's been given, his therapist to help him, his speech. I honestly believe if he did not have his speech therapist, he would not be able to speak. I mean, I as a mother could only do so much to get my child to talk, to get him to be able to converse with everybody. And it was heartbreaking to see, other kids around him being able to talk and converse with their parents, and my child is struggling to talk to me. And through all of the hard work, through all the tough days where I knew he had just had enough, and to see him come out so proud when he was able to say mommy again for the first time. I cried. I was so proud of him. And the look on his face, he was so excited because he's like, I made mom happy. She's smiling because I said this word. And same with, the other words that came forward when he was able to tell me, mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, I went to the restroom. Mommy, can we go to the playground? All the phrases that came after that. And the accomplishment, knowing the work that went into it. That is what I love to see. And in our society, everybody says our kids are getting lazier and lazier because we're not challenging them. And that right there, to try and cure something that you think is wrong with somebody, instead of letting them try to explore and figure it out. That is how we should do it. And it's just so, I don't want to say heartbreaking, because I know there's parents out there that this would benefit them. And I understand that. Everybody's circumstances are different. But in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't feel that it would do my son any better, because he is already phenomenal. And giving him this, I just think would just take it away. But yeah, that is my opinion on it. As always, thank you for watching my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you should have any questions at all, please comment down below and I will try to address them in a future video.